So I thought I'd run through some tips on how to do this kind of pipework. It's quite a neat little setup using the path deform barding and clone. So, and the cool thing about the clone plugin, once you've downloaded and installed it, is it makes the whole thing very dynamic. So you can keep adding pipes. You can, with the path deform binding, you can make changes like this, and it's very easy to modify and adjust, and quite fun to use. So let's get going. So the clone plugin is available to download, and I'll show you how to use that in a different tutorial. So I'm just going to get on and make a pipe. I'm just going to remind myself of scales. Let's do that. So we've got that kind of size. Okay, so if I start off with a rectangle, and I want to do is use the lathe modifier, so I'm going to turn this into an editable spline, and then I'm going to select these guys, and I'm going to divide it. Select that, press delete, and then I'm going to start a bit of shaping. So I'm going to select the scale tool, I'm going to set it to parent, and set it to use the transform coordinate center. Except I've missed. Let's do that again. Parent, transform coordinate center. So just scale it down a bit, and then maybe get this guy here. Missed. And then I want to make some modifications. So let's get that guy and divide it a couple of times. Let's turn all that into corners. So that's right click with the vertices selected. If you right click and then choose corner, it'll change the vertex type. So I've still got my parent transform center, so I'll just scale it up. And then maybe we'll just take these and chamfer them just ever so slightly, like that. Then I can get that segment and just put that back a bit, and then we can set that like that. Okay, so now I can add the lathe modifier, and we get my pipe shape. And then I can add a clone modifier, and we can add some segments. I think it's Y. Yeah, there we go. So just dial that up. Now you can use Itoosofts clone modifier. You can use the MCG clone modifier. It's just a load of tutorials on how to make that. I quite like this Itoosofts one for various reasons. So now we've got a couple of those in. Let's just finish off some spline adjustments. So maybe I just want this to be a little bit thinner. So let's do Control A for corner, and just drag those 4 vertices in the center, and we'll just scale them up like that. Okay, so that's my main pipe segment. Then quickly I'm going to draw in a spline. So let's do this and add some curves. So let's do that again. So if you click and let go, and then put down another another vertex, then it's going to be a straight line. You can hold shift down and you can draw straight lines like that. If I click and hold down, we'll get some Bezier curves like this. That'll do. So with this guy selected, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to choose a path deform binding. So it's in the world space modifier. I'm going to choose path deform, and I'm going to pick path. It's that one, and it goes wonky. So I'm going to change the path deform axis to find the right one. Which could be Y. I think it is Y. There we go. And then I'm going to I've already picked the path, now I'm going to move to path and I'll place it in place like that. And you can see we have a little problem here, which is that there's not enough segments in my lathe modifier, so let's just sort that out. So we'll turn that off for a second. We'll go back into segments, and I've just got that segment selected, and I can simply go down here and let's give it maybe 5 segments. So we'll just divide that and we get a nice row of vertices. Then I can go back in again, and now you can see it's all, relatively speaking, quite smooth. But we've got these shading errors. So to fix that, go back again, drag all these guys, and I'm going to right click and choose smooth. There we go, and now you can see that all the shading errors are gone. And I can just go into the clone modifier and add some more pipes, like that. And if I want, I can just select the line and then make some modifications to my profile. Maybe try and avoid some of these crazy wonky edges, but there you go. That's how to set up a pipe chain using the path deform modifier and a clone.